Tonight, the major move by former Vice President Mike Pence, formally filing his paperwork to run for the White House, pitting him against the frontrunner and his former boss, Donald Trump.
My mom, where the Pences.
Pence, along with other Republican hopefuls, gathering in Iowa over the weekend for the annual Roast and Ride.
I've talked to Mike Pence a few times. I like Mike. He's a good moderate conservative.
Pence will be back in the state Wednesday.
People can expect we'll be back in Iowa on Wednesday.
And a few more times after that?
It's entirely possible.
The faithful Trump ally until he crossed Trump's wishes on January 6th, certifying the election amid rioters chanting to hang Mike Pence. Now Pence taking shots at the former president for his recent praising of North Korea's dictator. Trump posting on social media, congratulations to Kim Jong-un.
Look, whether it's my former running mate or anyone else, no one should be praising the dictator in North Korea.
It's an uphill battle for Pence as Trump remains the dominant Republican frontrunner for 2024.
That was really good. Awesome.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who just recently announced his own bid, the only candidate anywhere near Trump in the polls, and has been delivering not-so-subtle jabs against the man that once endorsed him.
We need to dispense with the culture of losing that has beset the Republican Party in recent years.
On Friday in South Carolina, poking holes in Trump's claim that he can fix the country in 6 months.
Don't let anyone tell you they can do this in 24 hours or in 6 months or anything like that. This is going to be trench warfare.
But Pence will not be alone this week. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie set to enter the race tomorrow. The Republican field is growing wide, but the distancing from Trump even wider.
We've watched a number of declared candidates and almost declared candidates now who all seem to really not know what to do with him. They kind of cozy up to him. They hope that he implodes and that if they're nice to him, that they'll inherit his voters.
Back in Iowa, Trump's former UN ambassador Nikki Haley also running, unleashing criticism.
It's time for a new generational leader. We've got to leave the baggage and the negativity behind. We've got a country to save.
One-time Trump voters now undecided as the Republican primary quickly approaches.
You've got two candidates. Who are they?
Trump and DeSantis.
How do you decide between those two?
You gotta listen to him.
I have not made up my mind at all.
What about Donald Trump?
I have not made up my mind at all.
So you're open-minded that it's somebody that's not Donald Trump?
I am. I'm totally open.
All right, Vaughn Hilliard joins us now live in studio. So, Vaughn, we saw the polls there. Pence is somewhere in the 1% single-digit range. What is his favorability? What do Republican voters think of former Vice President Mike Pence?
Right. This is the tough reality for Mike Pence as he jumps into this race. Just 2 weeks ago, there was a national poll in which Republican voters were asked if there was a candidate that they would not support under any circumstance. And among Republicans, 15% said they'd never support Ron DeSantis. 16% said they would never support Donald Trump. But when the question was posed about Mike Pence, 45% of Republican voters said they would not support Mike Pence under any circumstance. That means in the next 8 months before the Iowa caucus, he has that much smaller of a pool of voters to work from. This is going to be really tough for him in these months ahead.
Former Vice President Mike Pence served several terms in Congress, was a governor of Indiana, was former vice president. He knows how politics works. He has this data. What do you think he's seen, or what do you think he believes that leads him to want to get into this race?
You've got to remember that candidates are humans. Yeah. He considered running in 2012 for president. He considered running himself for president in 2016. He decided not to both times. He served for 4 years alongside Donald Trump, a tough 4 years. This is his opportunity in his lifetime to run for president. This is the first time since 1940 when John Nance Garner ran against Franklin Delano Roosevelt, though, that a vice president is challenging the guy that he once served in the White House with.
Vaughn Hilliard with the great history lesson. Vaughn, we appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.